Hey, I'm doing great. How are you this morning?
Sorry for the confusion there. Thought we didn't have you for a second. So let's talk about it. I went outside last night once again. I looked in the skies, and there was a heck of a lot of activity, and I've lived there for a while, right? So I know I'm seeing something in the skies. What are you hearing about it, and what are your thoughts about some of the theories that are out there at this time?
Well, first off, I think that because of the level of publicity, I think there are probably more people looking up into the night sky than typically are. And, it is difficult to tell oftentimes what you're looking at up in the night sky. Lights that are any distance away all really pretty much look the same. Drones can be lit in ways that can make them look pretty similar, to aircraft at a distance.
Right, but here's the thing. But not to interrupt you. But if people are looking up at the sky and they're saying, well, there's a lot more activity than I've ever seen before, you can't tell someone, well, you're imagining it, because you see it. So what sets a drone light apart from, say, an aircraft?
Yeah. Well, so there's probably more activity going on. Let's face it, there's probably some copycat going on here. People are reading about it, and there are over 1 million legal drones in the United States, so people are probably taking them out flying too. But what sets them apart? So a manned aircraft's going to have, one or two bright red flashing lights, one on the top, possibly one on the bottom, white wingtip lights, strobe lights flashing, navigation lights that are steady, red, green, and white, to tell you which direction you're looking at it. A drone is only required to have one flashing light up on top. Sometimes and often they're going to have other lights that'll help the pilot to understand what direction they're looking at the drone in. So pointing it, understand the direction it's going.
If it's accurate that these drones can be up in the air for maybe 6 to 8 hours, I mean, where are they coming from and where do they land? Why haven't we tracked this and gotten a better idea of what's going on?
So the small drones you've been showing here in these pictures, those are not going to be up for 6 or 7 hours. They're going to be up for 30 or 40 minutes. The batteries just don't have that kind of life. There are drones out there that can stay up that long, but they're not that kind of drone that you're showing. So I would say that.
Well, what kind of drone? Oh, sorry, but again, what kind of drone can be in the? Because we had a mayor, a sheriff, who said we've been trying to track them. They're too fast, and they're up there for 6 to 7 hours. So we may not be showing it on camera right now, but the reports are that they have been trying and cannot track them. So what kind of drone is that?
Well, so military drones can stay up that long. There are commercial drones out there. There are types that take off vertically, like that quadcopter you showed me, and then have wings and they fly like an airplane. Those can go a long time. These typically pretty big systems, kind of like some of the ones that are over my shoulder here. Those aren't the kinds that you're showing on the camera there, on TV.
Okay, so what's the accuracy that this is our own government doing some tests and research compared to an alien looking for radioactive material?
Well, impossible for me to say. I don't know what the government is doing. I would ask, why would they be doing that? And, I think that's what people are trying to ask. It is, in my personal opinion, much more likely that we're seeing something pretty innocent going on here, people using their drones that have been flying them. And then, the reporting begins, and then you get more people flying drones.
Yeah, John, I didn't say your name in the beginning. Sorry, you're the director of Unmanned Aircraft Systems Research, right? So, in your research and in your time that you've spent on this topic, certainly you're going to see copycats that throw drones up there. But what do you think is actually going on? The first sightings overall, that some of these are the size of cars, right? So, what's your instinct telling you?
Well, first, that people are somehow making a mistake if they're thinking there's drones the sizes of cars, because they just really don't exist. The military has them, but they're large. They look like airplanes. They fly at high altitudes. None of these kinds of multi-copter drones.
But that's what people have been reporting. People have been reporting that that's what they see, right? So how can you tell the difference between that and then an actual airplane? Do you see where the confusion comes in here from a layperson who says, well, it was the size of a car, it looked like an airplane, and you say, well, there is a drone that is the size of an airplane, and it flies at high altitude.
For military use.
Right, and so these aren't the ones that you're looking at, though, that are getting all the attention. Those are these if those military drones are going to be, operated within the rules, I'll say, and these are not the kind of rules for a drone of that size. It's not going to be operating down in that kind of an airspace. Anything over 55 pounds needs to be treated as really kind of similarly to a manned aircraft in the air traffic control system.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
So I think the confusion is the government is saying there's nothing to worry about. We
Right.
have people who spotted these big drones that are confused with an airplane, or they the size of a car, and the government is saying this is not a threat to us. So is there the possibility that it's our own government operating these drones within their own guidelines?
Yeah. So, and again, I'm going to go back to that. In fact, there just aren't these large drones that are multi-copter drones that are the sizes of cars. So
Gotcha.
people are seeing something, but they're making mistakes, I believe,
Yeah.
in what they're seeing in the sky.
So how do you then explain, again, in your research and your expertise here, the ability to not find out where they land, right? So if something's in the sky, and we had the sheriff on of Ocean County who said we just can't find them when they land or take off. How do you explain that?
That's tough to do. So these things are quite small, and radars don't pick them up well. There are special systems that can pick these systems up. But those kinds of radars are very short range, like the ones they're talking about bringing up to New York and New Jersey, 5-6 miles range, perhaps. It would take hundreds, if not thousands, to cover the entire region with these. So that's a tough way to do it. The operator can be miles away from where that drone is. So it's really hard to find that person, because it is a remote aircraft. I mean, that is fundamentally very difficult to do.
All right. John Slaughter, I know we were having a lively conversation here, but appreciate it. I think people are still going to keep on talking about this one, but great to have you
they
this
will.
morning. Yeah, thank you so
Thanks.
much.